Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Wrassle Recap. My name is Chris.
My name is Vincent.
Maybe a new year, but some stuff doesn't change. We're bringing back an old favorite of ours, Wrassle Recap, but a little different.
Wrassle Recap.
By a little different, I mean it's less formatted and there's no camera.
Exactly. Look, I wanted to try something different, upload 2 things in 1 week, and for the rest of the year. That's what I was thinking. Because you know what, doubling uploads, that seems like a step up. So let's try it.
We are going to do our damnedest to stick to that, and we're going to try to make sure you guys get 104 videos this year.
Even, that's be a lot of videos, man.
Hey, that's what 2 a week is. 52 weeks in a year. That's what it is.
That's fire, though. That's fire.
104 videos, 104 pieces of Wrassle Recap content will come to you by the end of the year, we hope.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
But yeah, we're
Well,
bringing
we're not
back.
going to hit it every week. We're not going to hit it every week.
I thought that was the plan. That it was every week.
Are we doing it every week, man? Let's stick
That
to it. Let's stick
I
to it.
thought that was the gimmick. I was gonna go for it. I was all in.
Let's stick to it. All right.
All right, all right. What do you
And
want to
we're
kick
all
off
in,
here,
right, Craig? Yeah, we're all
man?
in. Right, Craig. Good, Craig. Good.
I wish he'd stop talking about how much he loves that Hulk Hogan Raw segment.
Yeah, he just keeps going on and on and on, but he records our podcast, so we can't do nothing about it.
He's not even saying how much he loved the booze. He just says how much he loved the promo.
Yeah, he must have watched it on mute and without a screen.
Yeah, he's just reading the subtitles.
Yeah.
Speaking though of that promo, it happened on the Raw Netflix premiere. I guess we're gonna do a brief little overview here.
Yeah, Raw finally premiered on Netflix after forever. People talking about how it was gonna eventually be on Netflix or on Disney or whatever. And now it's on Netflix.
All right. Well, personally, I think it's cool to see it on Netflix, but they have some stuff to work on.
But now if it was on Disney though, it would have Mickey Mouse.
That's not what they have to work on. Not even close.
Look, man, imagine Mickey Mouse. Imagine.
No, I can't imagine Mickey Mouse taking a package pile driver
It
from
would be
Kevin
like a
Owens.
completely different conversation. Everyone's like, "Oh, Netflix is gonna come over here and do WWE is gonna come on Netflix," and they're gonna start cursing a lot. If it
That's
was
not the type
Disney,
of
it
show.
would be the opposite thing.
That's not the type of show The Rock can get on the microphone and just look dead in the camera and say, fuck, and then leave.
Yeah, it would be the worst possible outcome. But a good thing we're in the situation where it's on Netflix.
About
Are
Netflix,
we? Are we good though? Are we good?
they got some stuff to work on. First off, the pacing is a bit weird. Yesterday's pacing was a bit off from the first episode. Things felt rushed, but somehow also like slow. I don't know how to explain it.
It was slow because of the damn ads, man. That's why it was slow, and it was also rushed because the matches felt rushed, but also because the damn entrances dragged on forever.
It felt like they were trying to drag it out, but they were also rushing at the same time. I don't know how you do that when you don't have a time limit set for your show, but they did it. And I was impressed, but also disappointed.
Maybe it's because they were focusing too much on the cinematics of things. Maybe they were trying to make it look presentable, right? The presentation. That's why they did the little the opener with the curtain, the drone shots that we saw around the crowd, around the arena, stadium, flying right in.
Now, I
I think
get
that's what
that.
it was. I think that they wanted to make it look like it was larger than life, rather than we're putting on a wrestling event, for wrestling fans.
Listen, for the first week, you can get away with, oh, look at this spectacle. It's crazy. But you can't long term get away with that.
Motherfuckers want to see stories. They want to see matches. Like if there was no good matches, but there was some solid story, I would be sitting here saying a whole different story. I think
There was fine matches and decent story, I guess.
it was like below average story.
It was like the blow off the fuse on the show, and they felt underwhelming.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if you this show needed a cinematic thing to happen, it needed something like you'd be like, "Whoa, I'll remember this for the rest of my life," like other WWE events have. But
I
this
will
one did
not.
not hit on that. Like it didn't hit on that at all.
The only reason this episode I feel will be historic is because it's the first one, not because something happened.
I
And
think the
that's a
one
shame.
everyone's gonna remember is Hulk Hogan getting booed out of the arena. I think that's what it is.
I'll forget about it because it's a Hulk Hogan thing and I'll forget about it.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
But yeah, that's the quick thoughts on that. And we alluded to it earlier, but yet they are claiming that Raw's gonna have fluctuating times. There is no set time for how long Raw will be each week.
That sounds like it's gonna be a nightmare or a blessing. I don't know. We'll just say,
It really depends, because every week now I don't know what I'm getting into.
yeah, one day it's gonna be like 2 hours. Next day it's gonna be like 3.5. It's gonna be like, oh shit,
But
man! I should have played my whole night around this one show.
you could either be planning your whole night around it, or you could like just turn it on and get ready to watch a great show, and then all of a sudden, an hour later, it's over. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. It ends abruptly because someone took it over or something. I don't know how that would even happen. Okay, how would that happen? Like John Moxley pops in, bro. Shuts off all the cameras.
Yeah, definitely that'll happen.
That's what happened to damn Rampage, man. R.I.P. Rampage.
Man, I missed the Rampage fan page. It's a
R.I.P.
good time.
Rampage. John Moxley went in there. He shut everyone down. Everything down. Like, what's that one faction where it was like, shut it down? Or,
Oh, Retribution.
Retribution, exactly.
How can I forget about my man Slapjack and the Slapjack?
Bro, it's 2025. We don't talk about the slap jacket in 2025.
That's a Wrassle Graps original.
We don't talk about the slap jacket anymore. It's the new year, new me. Okay.
No, we're bringing back Wrassle Recap. This is the year of bringing stuff back.
Except Rampage fan page. R.I.P. Rampage.
We physically can't bring that one back.
Not yet. Okay. We'll get on the phone with Tony Khan one day.
And we'll tell him,
And
hey,
everyone will hate us when we bring back Rampage.
no, I'll get on the phone. I'll say, man, you gotta pull it together. And you'll say, what if you bring back Rampage?
What if you bring it back? What if we review it when we're the only reviewers of Rampage because no one likes Rampage?
Yeah. And then you'll get no views, and then we'll get no views by extension.
Exactly. That's how it would go.
But back to the more successful company. Raw moving to Netflix isn't the only new thing going on here. They also got some new ring mats going.
Yeah. Yeah, the blue mat on SmackDown. Let's start with the blue mat, okay?
That was the first one. That's only fair. And it looks very odd because there is nothing on the mat. It's just blue.
And that's the issue because it just looks like it reminds me of those Miz TV, like a talk show or something.
This is the type of thing you expect when they're gonna unveil a new title, or you're
You're
gonna
right. It's
see
I think that's probably the mat they use for the title, isn't it?
probably. I This reminds me of when they unveiled the WWE like the redesigned title in 2014.
Yeah, that's how this is what this feels like. So maybe they shouldn't have done that ever, so that we would be in this position and we wouldn't be able to say reminds us of that.
It's because they've had the white mat for so long, and whenever they change the color, you're just conditioned to, oh, it's a talk show segment now,
Or what
and
if
it's
they change
weird.
the ring instead of the mat?
No, you just have to change the ropes, really.
What if they change the size of the ring, the shape of it,
That's unnecessary.
make it an octagon or something?
They should change it to a pentagon for Pentagon Junior,
Yeah,
and they should only have it as a pentagon for his match, and then they should
no,
change
it's
it back.
six-sided ring. I'm just saying,
No, five-sided ring
five-side, whatever it is. All right,
for
whatever it
pentagon.
is. Pentagon, six-sided sounds better. Okay, six-sided. It's an
That's
even number.
somebody else's gimmick. That's
It's an
somebody
even
else's
number. We're
gimmick, and
gonna
you know
steal
it.
it. Okay, we're gonna steal it because it's better. All right,
Man, put 8 sides on there to show that you're the boss.
8 sides. That's a bit okay. Look, they want to fill the seats in the arena. Okay, they don't want all those sides. Okay.
Yeah, you're right, and that's UFC things anyway. You know what? Make it 10 sides.
Yeah, 10 sides.
Make
That's
it,
worse actually.
or you know what? Prove a point. Show me you don't really need anything. Make it 2 sided.
All right, how are we gonna do that, Chris? How are we gonna do that? It's
Hey,
gonna be a fucking triangle. Well, that's a 3 sides, but still,
that's not my job to figure out.
whatever. Make it a circle while you're at it.
No sides, perfect.
Well, what's the mat gonna be though?
Just a circle.
Well, I mean, what color is the mat gonna be?
Doesn't matter. It's a circle,
Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, moving on to the other mat, the one from Raw.
not a circle.
It's not a circle; it's a square, and it's black, and it's got a bunch of logos on it.
Had a bunch of logos and white font on it, and the ropes were also white. I don't mind it. I just would have liked red ropes for some more color contrast.
Eventually, as we went on to the show, I got used to it. Okay, I got used to it, but I don't like it necessarily. I don't hate it though.
I got used to everything besides the giant fucking Fortnite logo in the middle.
Fortnite. Look, Fortnite was not one of the sponsors I thought was going to be on a wrestling show. I'll be honest. But Prime also wasn't. So I mean, I'm not really sure what qualifies as a good sponsor.
A good sponsor you'd want these days?
What if it was like Subway? What if it was like Subway Eat Fresh?
No one wants
Eat
Subway as a
Fresh.
sponsor.
Eat Fresh
Come on.
Subway. Okay.
You know you don't want that.
What the fuck? Pick a sponsor. Pick it.
Oh no, Fanatics does their merchandising. Put Fanatics
But
somewhere in
it's
there.
too close to home, alright? We're just too close to home. We don't do
Me, it's
that.
too close to home.
We gotta pick something out of the box.
Why would you put an N on there for Netflix? I don't know.
Uh, sure, that would work, but it's too close to home. Okay, we're on Netflix. We don't need to sponsor Netflix.
What are you so worried about being home for? What is this?
Well, we're putting ourselves in Triple H's shoes. Okay,
Yeah, Seth Rollins is supposedly in that Captain America movie next month. How about you put a giant fucking Marvel logo in the center?
that would be cool. I think that's badass.
Doesn't make sense. Just do it though.
It's badass. Do you see that wrestling mat with the Sonic stuff on?
No, I didn't.
That was cool. That was nice.
I believe you. I didn't see it though.
That was a nice mat. Okay, it was like white and it had the stuff on, or gray. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of iffy with colors, but it was a light color. Okay, it had the logos on it. It was nice. It was fire.
I believe it. I didn't see it, but I believe it.
All right, a good thing you believe it.
Now, I mean, speaking of streaming deals, though, I think it's interesting. I want to know how this happened. How did AEW in their current state get on Max and get that deal?
HBO Max. That's a good question. You know, they've been declining in ratings, in attendance, in fans, in life. They've been declining real hard.
I know it wasn't on my original stuff to talk about. I just thought about it, and now I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, how did they do that?
How did they do that? The only person that can answer that is Tony Khan, who did the dealings himself. But
I guess
overall, I'm not really fucking sure, man, to be honest. But it's a good thing that they are on Max because it makes life a little easier. Okay,
you hear that, Tony. It's an open invite. Come on, Wrassle Recap. We'll talk to you. You can talk to us. We'll
we can
ask you
finally
questions.
be this. We can be the source for all things. Tony
We'll
Khan.
ask you questions. You can ask us questions if you want, such as, man, why'd you stop doing the Rampage fan page? We'll tell you because you quit doing the Rampage show, and then you'll bring it back, and then we'll review it again.
Yes, that's what we want to do. So if you're listening to this Tony Khan like Triple H is, then do that. Come on our show. DM us or something like that, and we'll get back to you in about 2 to 5 business days.
True. That's good.
Yes.
You put the
Well,
days in
anyway,
between. All of a sudden, it feels less desperate.
did you like it when it was called HBO Max or Max?
I prefer HBO Max.
I want to still call it HBO Max. Yeah.
HBO Max, I know what streaming service it is. I know what type of content I'm going to find there. Max is the name of a middle-aged man who, is just around these days doing his best. Not the name of a streaming service.
Or a dog.
That too. Not a streaming service, though.
No, definitely not.
It says here you wanted to talk about Kenny Omega returning. What exactly about that?
I think it's just good for wrestling. I mean, honestly, Kenny Omega is basically the Michael Jordan of pro wrestling, isn't he?
That's a very bold claim. I mean,
He's basically the fucking guy. Is what I'm saying. He's him. Okay, it's Kenny Omega right there. No, Roman Reigns is also him, but I think Kenny Omega is nice. Is very close to him as well. In fact, he is him,
I see your point. He is very good. This is true.
and he returned to New Japan. He didn't return to AEW. How do you feel about that?
I mean, listen, I could tell you're so invested in him. You're so excited he's back that you didn't even watch the full match. You skipped through it.
I fucking did skip through it. All right, that shit. I didn't have time. Okay, I gotta feed my my thing. I gotta feed my thing, man.
You gotta feed your thing.
Gotta feed it. Yeah,
What does that even mean?
gotta feed some stuff. Gotta do some
You gotta
stuff.
feed some
You know
stuff.
how it
Why?
is. You know how it is in life. Yeah.
Why? Why is it getting even less specific?
You know how it is. Or anyway, I
I
watched the
don't.
match. It was a pretty good match. You know what I mean?
What is this stuff you're feeding? I don't know what you mean.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Steak
All right.
fries.
Well, it's good to see Kenny back in any case. I don't want to see Ric Flair return to the ring, as he wrote here. That's terrifying.
Bro, what the fuck is he on about? Every damn day I hear Ric Flair, he wants to jump back in the ring. In fact, he thinks he can go. I'm like, what do you mean he can go? He's lacing up his boots. He's like, they fit. I must be able to wrestle. Like,
That's
you
not what
nearly
that means.
died. You nearly died in that ring, and you admitted it, or whatever. I'm not really sure what happened. I forgot, but whatever.
Much like
It's been confirmed basically. He really died. So whatever.
much like when O.J. Simpson put on the glove and said it didn't fit, that means I must be innocent. That's not what that means, and that's not what we go with.
Bro, like what the fuck? So you telling me he wants to go back in the ring, but with who? With who is the question?
Who's crazy enough to wrestle this man at his age?
I'm not sure. Look, I'm unfortunately I do feel like it will happen. Okay, because I feel like the more he pushes for it, the more someone's gonna want to do it, right? But
Look,
that person's gonna have to know that they're gonna have a body on their hands if they do it.
there's always going to be somebody, a promoter who's desperate enough, and a wrestler who's dumb enough to think that this is a good idea. And
Yeah,
that's all you need.
you think that the event that was titled Last Match would be his last match, but unfortunately, that's not how wrestling works.
Well, those who's got to be pissed that the 76-year-old man just
Do you
won't
think?
stop.
Do you think he forgot he had his last match?
It's entirely possible. I wouldn't be surprised. But also, if even if we forgot that one, there's like six others he could remember in its place.
Yeah. Look, man, I really don't care about Ric Flair, but it is what it is. If he wants to get back in the ring, I'm not gonna watch that because that's horrible to watch. To be fair,
Bro's 2025 resolution is to die in the middle of a wrestling ring.
basically, yes.
Hey, you know who would never do this? Christian Cage.
Christian
Shouts out Christian
Cage.
Cage.
You just want to mention Christian Cage.
I did. I just want to mention Christian Cage.
Well, there he is. There it is. But what do you mean about Christian Cage? What do you mean by that?
I just like the best recent Ric Flair thing I remember is when Christian Cage looked him dead in the eyes and said, "You are proof that God is not real. Because if God was real, you would have died 20 years ago."
True, true.
That was the
No,
highlight of his recent run.
that's fire. That is fire. That's a fire line right there. Christian
That was,
Cage, man. Even though his matches have not been all fantastic, his mic work is the best. It's A tier, S tier,
I
even.
love him. He's fantastic.
Yes.
That man is single-handedly keeping AEW afloat.
Afloat that is, but I feel like AEW is in the position that TNA was in. Well, not really. Okay, it's going to be. I feel like that's what I feel. I feel it's going to be in that position where it's
The
nearly
difference
gonna
is
die, and then someone's gonna save it, and then it's gonna nearly die again.
the difference is TNA did not have the money to keep going how they were going. So
That is true.
they had to
Okay.
figure out that at some point they had to change. Tony Khan does have the money to keep doing this for as long as he wants. The real question is how long are people going to watch him do it?
That's what I'm saying. How long are they gonna maintain this audience? I feel like they could save their fucking dying company. That's for sure. But
They
I'm
could.
not sure. I feel like it's just stagnant at this moment. Like it's not growing. It's not shrinking. It's just the same.
But remember, Tony Khan says there's nothing wrong.
Oh fucking. Oh yeah. And there's that thing where he doesn't think that showing the. I don't think this is confirmed. Right. I think it's Dave Meltzer that said. But he's not on a good roll, Dave Meltzer. But it is what it is.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about
I'm
that.
saying I'm saying that he doesn't think that the showing the CM Punk footage was a bad idea. In fact, he thinks it was a great idea. But that's just allegedly, by the way, that he
Well, it
showed
was.
that.
It was a
That's
bad
what it is.
idea.
It
What
was a
I'm
horrible
talking
idea.
about is that clip you posted on the Wrassle Recap's Twitter, or at least liked, where Tony Khan is he's listening to this question from this guy who's trying to get to the question of what do you feel about people criticizing AEW and what do you plan on doing to fix it? And he goes, "Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with AEW. I don't think anyone's saying that right now."
Yeah. That was look. That was a fucking question I didn't even understand because he was like all over the place.
It took him a minute to get to what he meant, but I figured it out after listening to it a couple of times.
But I was not gonna listen to it a couple times. I was like the first time, and I was like, what even is happening?
The first time I was confused. The second time I was distracted by Tony Khan's facial expressions. The third time I understood.
Yeah. But I am gonna correct my statement that it's a dying company. It's just a stagnant company. Okay.
It's a company on the decline is a fairer thing to say.
It's on the I don't even know if it's on, like I say, it's just the same, bro. And I feel like it could eventually be on the decline very soon. But I think they have the money, like you say. But how much money do you want to dump into this shit? And who's gonna stick around, like you said? Like even with the fans not sticking around, which wrestlers gonna stick around? You know?
It's that's the thing is when you keep calling WWE the competition and then you're over here floundering and dying, and they're thriving better than they've been in years. There's not many people that are going to keep sticking around, even if it's just for money.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's where AEW is at this current moment.
I know you wanted to talk about Bronson Reed's tweets, and I do love them. I really do. But I was wondering if instead you wanted to talk about Edge changing its name.
Edge, yes, I want to talk about that instead. That cope. I mean, I don't mind it, but I don't. I mean, look, I don't like it, but I don't hate it. That's what I'm gonna say.
I am upset about it because the only reason he did it is because he felt that the Radar superstar Adam Copeland was too long. In that case, just don't make Rated R Superstar part of your name.
Yeah, that's just true. But it's a thing. I mean, you really can't associate Edge like without his name Edge, without the Radar Superstar.
Yeah, but his official name in WWE wasn't the Radar Superstar Edge. They just referred to him as that.
Yeah, but I guess in AEW you really need your characters are, a bit iffy. So the
You
Radar
need
Superstar's
that.
always got, you know what I mean?
You need that for like an Orange Cassidy or like someone that you don't really know too much about him yet. You know who Edge is if you're a wrestling fan.
You know who Edge is, except if his name is Cope, then you don't know who he is.
Well, the guy looks like Edge. It's not his long lost twin brother. It's Edge. I mean,
He
what do
looks
you
like
want?
old age, okay, like old age.
And I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not gonna get used to it. It's a problem.
Well, me, I'm probably gonna get used to it. I feel like I'm gonna get used to it, but I'm not gonna love it. Okay, I'm not gonna love it.
I'm gonna hate it as long as I can.
You'll get used to it, man. You'll get used
No,
to
I
it
won't. I hate it.
for now. But you
It's
don't know
bad.
that you're gonna hate it because you've
I
never
have
been,
nothing but love.
never been doing that.
All right. Well, unless you got anything else that you suddenly remembered or just want to talk
Nah,
about,
nothing else to talk about.
in that case, I guess it's pretty much it for Wrassle Recap. Um,
Recapped everything, I think.
I feel like we recapped whatever we missed. I mean, there's some stuff we just didn't talk about because we felt that we just missed the boat on it. But if you want to know what we think about it, for whatever reason, more than free to ask in the comments. We'll always answer you guys. Um,
We can turn this
yeah,
into a Q&A. Oh my god.
yeah, turn into a Q&A. Why not? This is what this is. This is just a show we can do where we're not limited to topics. We can kind of just talk about it. I mean, yeah, it's wrestling
Yep.
related stuff.
All right, want to
This
do the
isn't like a
outro?
review.
Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
this isn't like a review where we gotta just stick to one thing. We just talk about whatever wrestling related. But yeah, in terms of the outro, make sure to let us know what you guys thought down below. What do you think of the topics we talked about? What do you think of the Wrassle recap in general? Um, you might really leave a like, subscribe, check us out on all the social media platforms if you can. And if you want, check us out on all our podcasting platforms. Meantime, catch you guys later. Bye.